story, because rather than retaliating and hate on somebody, this man really does have mental health issues. It's evident to see, and rather than just go back and forward with him and yada yada yada, saying he's deluded and all that, I'm just gonna pray for him, and I'm gonna ask God to help him. He obviously needs the help, and yeah, I'm not getting involved in pettiness. The fights were won fair and square, and that's it. I'm going to pray for him, and I'm going to ask the Father to bring him back.
If he's giving you £50 million, he can put it on the moon if he wants, because that's what it'll be in the contract and so on, whatever it is. So it's down to whoever's putting it on, and where it will make most financial gain for the man who's putting on, to try and get some of the money back. You'll never get the money back, what he's given, because it's a premium, but it's about what makes more sense to him once he's put it on. So if the man's paying for it, he can put it on, and it's fine.
George Groves said something very interesting. You and me, Wembley Stadium, 93,000 crowd. I'm up for that, my friend. You know, and let's put it this way. You've had plenty to say. I have. I'll stand by every word I've said. You don't like me. Let's see what you can do about it. Hater versus top father. That's what we'll call this. But it's got to make business sense, because it's a business. Let's not forget that. So get your people to contact me directly, just me. I'm a one-man band. Let's talk about the business side of it, get the contracts drawn up, and I will fight.
Tyson Fury demands John Fury to pull out of Carl Froch fight. The boxing world has been thrown into chaos after John Fury's explosive confrontation with Carl Froch and Darren Till, a moment that instantly became one of the most talked about incidents in recent boxing headlines. What started as a normal media appearance quickly turned into a heated scene when John Fury physically approached both men, creating a storm of reactions from fighters, promoters, trainers, and fans across the sport.
And that's it. I'm going to pray for him, and I'm going to ask the Father to bring him back to the light, because this man is a lost soul, and I beg Jesus to return him to.
But while many people focused on the shove itself, the real story may be the growing divide between those who see John Fury as a passionate fighting man and those who believe he has crossed a line that should never be crossed at a professional event. Perhaps the strongest reaction came from Tyson Fury himself. Rather than defending his father,
tough times can make people say and do crazy things. I know he's been having a tough time with his personal life and his family and stuff, so
the former heavyweight champion appeared genuinely concerned about the path John Fury is currently taking. Tyson made it clear that he has no interest in trading insults or escalating the situation further. Instead, he suggested that his father may be going through difficult personal struggles and that those struggles could be influencing his decisions. His comments carried a surprising amount of emotion.
I know exactly where I was. He didn't come anywhere near me. He just talked a good one. Empty vessels make the most noise. He's got no intentions of having a fight. If he wants to have a fight, let's put it out here now. Have a word with Mams Taylor. Let's get on Misfits, because that's what it is. It's fucking Misfits, isn't it? That's what this is. Big John Fury, the fighting man. Put some respect on your name. Put some respect on your own name.
Rather than attacking John Fury's behavior, Tyson spoke as a son worried about someone he loves. He repeatedly emphasized that he wanted his father to be safe and hoped he would step away from unnecessary conflict before things went too far. Tyson's biggest concern revolves around the possibility of an actual fight with Carl Froch. In his view, this isn't some entertaining fantasy matchup for social media. He believes it could be genuinely dangerous. Froch may be retired, but he remains one of the most respected fighters of his generation, a former world champion known for his toughness, power, and ability to perform under pressure. Tyson openly warned that Carl Froch could seriously hurt John Fury if they ever shared a ring. He pointed out that age eventually catches everyone and suggested that John Fury is no longer the fighter he once was. While some fans interpreted those comments as harsh criticism, others saw them as a son trying to prevent a painful outcome before it happens. On the other side of the rivalry, Carl Froch appears completely unbothered by the attention. Rather than responding emotionally, he has repeatedly challenged John Fury to stop talking and make the fight official if he truly wants it. Froch's position is simple. If there is real interest, then contracts can be discussed and business can be done. If not, then the endless insults serve no purpose. According to Froch, he had opportunities to confront John Fury face-to-face before and never saw any serious intention to fight. That's why he views much of the recent drama as noise rather than genuine action. However, after being physically confronted in public, many believe his patience is beginning to wear thin. John Fury, meanwhile, remains completely defiant. He has refused to apologize, refused to back down, and continues presenting himself as a true fighting man who answers challenges directly. In his mind, criticism from outsiders means very little because he believes people only understand fighting when they stand face-to-face with someone willing to confront them. That mindset has become central to his public image over the years. Whether people admire it or criticize it, John Fury has never attempted to hide who he is. The problem, according to many boxing insiders, is that passion can quickly become recklessness when emotions take control. That concern has been echoed by several respected figures throughout boxing. Some believe the incident represents more than a simple argument. They see it as evidence that emotions are beginning to override good judgment. While supporters view John Fury's actions as authentic and fearless, critics argue that physical confrontations at press events damage the image of the sport and create unnecessary risks for everyone involved. The debate has divided fans across social media, with some praising John Fury for staying true to himself, while others believe he has created a situation that never needed to exist in the first place. One thing is certain. What started as a few exchanged words has evolved into one of the most controversial stories in boxing. With Tyson Fury urging caution, Carl Froch demanding action instead of talk, and John Fury refusing to retreat from the spotlight, the tension continues to grow. The question now isn't whether the rivalry exists. The question is whether it eventually turns into something much bigger than anyone originally expected. As the fallout from John Fury's confrontation continued, more respected voices from the boxing world began weighing in, and surprisingly, very few were willing to defend his actions. While opinions differed on whether an exhibition fight should happen, there was far more agreement about one thing. The situation had escalated far beyond normal promotional drama. For many analysts, the incident wasn't just about one shove at a press conference. It was about what that moment revealed regarding John Fury's current mindset and the dangerous direction the rivalry could now take. Eddie Hearn was among the first major promoters to give his assessment, and although he admitted the physical confrontation was unusual, he also believed it added another layer of intrigue to the rivalry. Hearn pointed out that John Fury has spent years shouting at opponents, squaring up to people, and creating headlines without ever allowing things to become physical. This time, however, something was different. Instead of simply exchanging words, John Fury crossed the line and put his hands on both Carl Froch and Darren Till in front of the cameras. According to Hearn, that single moment instantly changed the tone of the rivalry. Fans were no longer debating whether there was genuine bad blood. They had already seen proof of it. From a promotional standpoint, Hearn admitted the confrontation had dramatically increased interest in a potential fight, even though he understood why others viewed the incident negatively. Former world champion Duke McKenzie delivered an even stronger warning. He believes many people are making the mistake of underestimating Carl Froch simply because he has been retired for years. McKenzie reminded fans that Froch built his career by fighting the toughest opponents of his generation and earning a reputation as one of the hardest punchers in British boxing. According to him, raw punching power is often the last weapon an experienced fighter loses. Speed may decline with age, reflexes may slow down, but genuine knockout power doesn't simply disappear overnight. That is exactly why McKenzie believes John Fury would be taking an enormous risk by stepping into the ring against someone like Froch. In his opinion, if Carl lands one of his trademark right hands cleanly, the consequences could be devastating. He even referenced Froch's famous knockout of George Groves as proof that the former champion has always possessed fight-ending power capable of changing everything with a single punch. Johnny Nelson focused less on the physical matchup and more on John Fury's emotional state. Watching the footage, Nelson suggested that the confrontation wasn't the result of calculated aggression, but rather an emotional reaction that quickly spiraled out of control. He believes John Fury became caught up in the atmosphere of the moment, acting first and thinking afterward. According to Nelson, The biggest concern isn't whether John Fury can still fight. It's whether someone close to him steps in before another emotional outburst creates an even bigger problem. He warned that repeated incidents like this could begin overshadowing the Fury family's achievements inside the ring, replacing championship success with unnecessary controversy outside of it. Boxing journalist Liam Goff added another important layer to the story by revealing that the hostility between John Fury and Carl Froch didn't begin at this press conference. According to Goff, there has been genuine tension between the two men for quite some time. Previous interviews, online comments, and public disagreements had already created bad blood long before the physical confrontation occurred. There had even been discussions in the past about staging an exhibition bout if the financial terms were right. At the time, many people dismissed those conversations as little more than promotional talk. However, after watching John Fury physically confront Froch in front of the media, those old discussions suddenly feel much more realistic. What once sounded like fantasy now appears to be developing into a legitimate possibility. Several commentators also pointed out that Carl Froch's calm response stood in sharp contrast to John Fury's aggression. Instead of immediately retaliating, Froch continued speaking about contracts, negotiations, and making the fight official through the proper channels. That measured approach has earned him praise from many within the boxing community, who believe he handled an extremely tense situation with remarkable composure. Others, however, argue that being publicly shoved has likely changed Froch's perspective. If he previously viewed the rivalry as entertainment, he may now see it as something personal that deserves a proper response inside the ring rather than another exchange of interviews and social media posts. With respected figures like Eddie Hearn, Duke McKenzie, Johnny Nelson, and Liam Goff all offering different perspectives, one conclusion has become increasingly difficult to ignore. This story is no longer driven by rumors or internet speculation. The confrontation has created genuine tension, divided opinions throughout the boxing world, and left fans wondering whether this rivalry will eventually lead to an official fight or remain one of the sport's most controversial what-if stories. Either way, every new interview, every public appearance, and every reaction now carries far greater significance than it did before that unforgettable moment unfolded in front of the cameras.